Good morning to one and all present here. I'm Ramya Devi working as assistant professor in SNS College of Engineering. Today in this article we are going to see the topic called CSS and CSS3. So CSS is basically cascading style sheets which depart from your styling language and then your description language. So here HTML is basically used for developing and web page, and HTML is a markup language in which we can also include the style elements, but CSS will separate your description of your web page and then the styling component so that it can be reused for all your web pages. So in this video, we are going to see what is CSS, the fundamentals of CSS, selectors and units, layout and techniques, features, animations, responsive design, and then with, with the best practices. So what is basically CSS? CSS is a cascading style sheet language used to control the presentation of HTML document. Its primary purpose is for enhancing your visual appearance of web pages and improve the user experience. So here the styling web pages and separation of content and design. So CSS is mainly developed for separating the content and then the design. So here the CSS allows developers to apply a consistent styling across multiple web pages, offering control over typography, colors, spacing and other design aspects to create a visual appealing websites. Because GUI should be visual appealing so that only the customer will be satisfied and we'll have the interest for navigating through our web pages. So here the separation of the content and design is by separating your content like HTML and from design CSS, developers can maintain cleaner code, facilitate easier updates to the design and enhance accessibility and performance of web applications. Here for that in CSS syntax we'll use selectors and properties and files. A selector in CSS is used to target HTML elements to apply styles. So it can be based on the element types, classes, IDs or attributes which directing style modifications accordingly. And next is the properties and values. CSS properties defines the style aspects of elements such as color, font size and spacing, while values specify the desired outcome for each property, determining their appearance on the web page. And next is the CSS box model. So the box model consists of the content, padding, border and margin, and also we have box model versus the layout model. So the box model represents the structure of elements consisting of content, padding, and the padding is the space inside the border, and then the border the edge itself, and the margin the space outside the border, which influence about dynamics. And also the box model versus layout model means first we have to understand the difference between the box model and layout, so which is very crucial as the box model on individual element dimensions on spacing, while layout involves arranging elements on a page effectively. So, and also we have different types of selectors like element selectors, class selectors and ID selectors, attribute and pseudo classes. So the element, class and ID selectors are fundamental in CSS. The element selectors apply styles to specific HTML tags, while the class selectors target elements with specified class attributes, while the ID selectors are unique to individual elements on a web page. And also the attribute and pseudo classes. The attribute selectors allow styling based on the specific attributes or values of HTML elements, and the pseudo classes which enables you to style the elements in specific states such as hover or focus, enhancing your interactivity with the additional JavaScript styling. And also the basics of flexbox is one of the one-dimensional layout model that allows within a container to be aligned and distributed efficiently, adapting to different screen sizes and orientations. So demonstrations include creating responsive navigation bars, aligning card components and organizing image galleries, showcasing the flexibility and minimal CSS coding. And also the CSS grid and grid layout examples. So the CSS grid is a two-dimensional layout which provides a greater control over the rows and columns, which enables the designers for building complex web layouts more easily than ever before. And then the grid layout examples. For example, feature grid-based design for two web pages such as newspaper layouts, dashboard interfaces, and product galleries, which illustrates the power of CSS grid in real-time projects. And then we have so many advanced selectors also, and the transformations and transitions like from 2D to 3D transformations, and also we can include the transition effects in the CSS.